Hi, my name is Yukti from Silhouette by Yukti, a platform that pledges to redefine your style. Today is 31st of March and I thought it's a great day for us to connect. Not only is it a year that marks the success of all the hard work that you guys have done the whole year round, but it also made me realize something while I was getting my act together, putting my numbers together, talking to my accountant and figuring out why we don't do this more periodically and why don't we have a better process around this and why all this stress at the last minute is what I call it as a last minute syndrome. So while I was at it, I realized that there are many other things where I deal with the last minute syndrome a lot better than when it comes to financials. So why create that distinction and why not avoid all the stress if you can when you know how it's done? So today, I'm going to share with you something that works beautifully for me and I'm sure as hell that it will work very well for you too. The only thing you have to do is to be willing to give it a shot. So I call this mantra as a 48-hour rule. So what does that mean? It just means that when you know that your deadline is for a certain day, you prepone the deadline in your mind by 48 hours. So if you have to submit something on the 5th, you know in your mind that your deadline for you is 3rd, not a minute after that. And it's the discipline and rule that you need to train your mind with, because the fact is that our mind believes what we want it to believe. To the extent that I would like to share something extremely interesting which a motivational speaker called Sean D'Souza does beautifully year after year. And believe it or not, for him, he's trained his mind to believe that a year has just 9 months. So for him, it's not 12 months. It's 9 months of work and 3 months of vacation. In fact, he has a whole concept around it which he calls his 3-month vacation. If you want to read more on that, I will share the link with you in my blog. But it's something extremely interesting. On the same lines as telling your mind that you have only this much time to finish what you need to finish and not beyond that. I think once we practice that, and to practice anything, let me remind you, we need to do it for at least 21 days soon after you pick this mantra. Once you do, it becomes your reality, and that's when it just comes extremely handy to deal with this monster called the last minute syndrome. So I'm hoping that you don't have to struggle with this beyond today, and 31st March marks the beginning of a new financial year resolution for you, and I'm sure you'll make absolute use of it. So all the very best to you. Do try this out and tell me if this worked for you, or if there's something else that you do that works better for you and helps us to learn how to better deal with the last minute syndrome. Here's wishing you good luck. This is Yukti from Silhouette by Yukti. Thank you for listening.